Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It is finally time for the legendary Burrell. This bad boy. Now, in the Zen store, you can only get this from the 11th anniversary bundle, which is one of the most underrated bundles in this game. I don't know why it gets so much hate. It's absolutely fantastic. The legendary Burrell, actual design, actually looks awesome. They gave it another heavy weapons platform on the bottom of it. There's smaller weapon platforms on the saucer section, a more narrow torpedo bay. It's legendary design. It looks clean. It looks so strong. This thing looks like a menace. This thing would come out attack on the flank and just cause a lot of damage and just get out. They're meant to do. But of course I'd go with the Braille skin because it's classic. It's been in every form of Star Trek media. Is this look of the Braille? It just looks so clean. It looks so good. So, what does the legendary Braille come with? Well, of course, it comes with every single console that the Bird of Prey has from the Zen. Every single Bird of Prey that has this game, this ship comes with its consoles. It does come with the Withering Barrage trait, so I already have the Withering Barrage, which most players that do get a cannon build will end up getting this trait. There's just an extended duration scatter value for 4 seconds. But its legendary trait, Deadly Appearance, Decloaking grants Shield Pen and Weapon Haste. Is this trait good? Well, kinda. It's shield penetration for projectile weapons or torpedoes, and then energy weapons is Fire Cycle Haste. It's not terrible, but it only lasts 10 seconds. So, you're gonna be spamming your enhanced battle cloak constantly, which as a torp boat, that trait will be great because you can constantly decloak and cloak and whatnot. But as for this ship, I wouldn't recommend running it. This thing is extremely maneuverable because of the pilot mechanics, because of just how its turn rate is. I mean, let's look at its movement. Inertia is 80. Flight speed is 43.96 with what I currently have on. Its turn rate is 54 degrees. Insane. This ship's biggest weakness is honestly its ability to live. That's its biggest weakness. The thing is physically weak. I always joke around saying that the ship is made of paper, because it literally is. If you're fighting doing TFOs and you don't have a tank, if a ship looks at you in elite, you just blow up. That's, but of course that's, how birds of prey are. They're not meant to be physically strong. They're meant to just hit you hard and get out. So they did a very good job in how this Braille works. Not just as a whole, but just how realistic it would actually be. This thing is not going to be face tanking a ship twice its size. It's just not. Will it do damage to a ship twice its size? Oh, of course. That's what these things are designed to do. These things are designed to hit hard. But that's about it. Move in quick, get out. Which is what this ship is very good at doing. Especially with the pilot mechanics. Excuse me. Sorry about the dealing with allergies. I promise it's not bronchitis like last year. Not that time yet. So this ship does have another weakness, which is only 4 bridge officer seating, but like I've discussed in this past, that doesn't necessarily hurt the ship that much. Because of how the seating is, you have plenty of versatility to literally build whatever you want. It's all universal. Not only is it all universal, it's pilot primary, obviously with pilot mechanics for the ship, and then intel secondary. You can do a lot with this setup. I mean a lot. Now, in terms of what you'd want to do with this, my personal opinion, this thing is an amazing cannon scatter value boat. That's just my personal opinion. primarily because of the fact that its maneuverability. The thing that makes cannon builds so good is being able to get into position quickly. Now, there are a lot of big ships you can do that with because of the competitive engines, but this ship just takes it to like the most intense degree. So the way that I currently have my Burrell set up is I have the Disruptor quad cannons, the classic ones that you can also get off of the ship from the Zen store. I just can't remember which ones. I do apologize about that. White Arc Disruptor dual heavies because, you know, White Arc. A basic dual heavy cannon, and then the Terran Reputation cannon. After the ship is the Heavy Bowel Molecular Disruptor, which is the 8472 Reputation Counter Command Reputation turret. And of course the Pavin Omnibeam, which I might be replacing at some point in the near future. Generally I do run the competitive 2Bs with also Reputation just because I personally prefer that over running the Alliance shields because I really like the 2-piece set effect of this. Increases your weapon specialization, which improves critical hit chance with weapons, and also increases your control expertise, which is also really huge if you're running a trait such as Fragment of AI Tech. The higher your control, the more energy weapon damage you do. So that's why I like running that 2-piece. As y'all can see, my build is pretty much the same with most of my builds. I found, you know, my sweet spot. I can easily move certain consoles around, place with other things that I own, no problem. It's a very versatile build that I do run. Now, for those that are curious as to like, well, what are these consoles? Well, all these consoles, you know, comes from events, comes from the Phoenix box, comes from the Zen ships, Lockbox ships, etc. It just come from collecting a bunch of stuff. Like, for example, this console comes from the Loven Carrier, which is the T6 Dyson Carrier, which at the moment, if you have not done the event back in the day, the only way to get it is through Mud's Market. And find it. Unless they removed it. Did they remove it? Oh gosh, it looks like they did remove it. Why did they remove it? I can't even show you guys. Oh my gosh. Well, I at least can show you Reclaim tab. It is right here. The Woven Albus Carrier. That console, for those that don't know, allows you to like just teleport to whatever it is that you're targeting to right in front of it. Or if you have a certain setup, like I do, you can literally just use the console's effect to just not teleport. But gets its bonus, which its bonus is universal console cooldown. Granted, if you're not doing a universal console spam, you actually don't really need that if you don't want to run it, unless you want to get to like a location a little bit quicker. With how fast this ship moves, you're gonna get there before the teleportation even goes off. I can confirm because I keep doing that even on other ships, and kind of funny. So when it comes to my general build setup, don't worry about it, because you know everyone is going to build the ship differently. The reason why I have it set up this way is just because this is what I like. I'm running 2 consoles to help with survivability passively for the most part, and then I have one, you know, survivability clicky, which, if for those that don't have this console, which comes off of the TOS Dreadnought, there are alternatives. The console from the Cabali Cruiser isn't terrible. It's not as good, don't get me wrong. But also there is the console from the Lucari event ship as well, which for those that don't have those ships, at the moment, the only way to get them is through Phoenix token, which will be down here, the Lucari Science Vessel, and the Cabali. I have to test both of those, see which one would be better, so, you know, stand by for that. For those that, you know, are wanting a console, a one-time console that helps with. Luckily, I have them both on this character, so I'll test them out for y'all to see which one is a little bit better. I want to say that the Cabali Cruiser is just like the engineering ability where you just get like a massive like, health heal, and that's about it. And then the Kabali Cruiser is similar to DPRM, where you're just getting a lot of passive healing, but you're not getting any of the damage bonuses with it, but it unfortunately happens. Another console you can get, which you can also get just with the lithium shield absorptive fragment generator. Now, this console is really good when it comes to just getting your shields back up really quickly. I don't, for some reason, because I think of where I am, I can't see the ship on the same thing. But if you have the legendary Valdor, or I want to say it's, well, it's not that one. I think it's this one that you can buy with the listen, one that looks like this, like 40k dill or something like that, or some really high number. You can get that console, and it's completely free, and it's a really good console that helps you survive. I recommend this console to literally everyone because it's good, and there's no reason to like not use it if you want to like live a little bit more to do good in TFO, or to just have more fun, because I've been there, dying constantly. It's not fun. So when it comes to my current setup, like I said, you don't really need to worry about it, but just for those who are curious, my Universal Console, Custom Power Matrix, which is an event ship console, comes from the... Oop, no, I don't want that tab. I want this tab. Comes off of the... Where is it? Did I scroll past it? I think I did. Yeah, right here. The Ilios Intel Scout ship. It's 4-2, just like this ship, and it's more science-based than it is tactical-based, but you can do beamfire wheel build on it, which I have done, and it's actually kind of fun. That thing zooms. Next console is the Kida's Promise Universal Console. That is also an event console that I have done in the past. The reason why I got it is because it's anti-proton, and I still have, fond memories of running anti-proton back in the day. And the Omni Beam is actually kind of cool looking. It's like a gold color, so that's kind of cool. I already talked about DPRM, but for those that don't know, you get off the TOS Dreadnought, which, go ahead and just pull up a picture of it. Okay, apparently, looking up, oh, that TOS. Yeah, that's good. Alright, it is the Atlas Prototype Dreadnought. Sorry about that. This is what it looks like. It's this ship. So this ship comes with like the best console in the game. So there's that. At least in my opinion, it's the best console in the game. Like it's so like it's not. Some people actually believe that this console is cheating. It's not cheating. It's literally a I need to live button, and it's one of the best in the game, and it also helps damage, which is awesome. Next console is Dynamo. It is a console that most people only use with Phaser builds, but I use it with practically everything, because the fact that it passively gives you accuracy and it's clicky is good for literally every energy weapon build. Increases your fire cycle haste, increases bonus damage, all bonus damage. You can even use this on science builds if you want to. Bridge officer recharge abilities, recharge speed for torpedoes, so this can even be used on torpedoes. Like there's a lot that this console can do, but people see Phaser and think I can only be going to Phaser builds. It can literally be used on everything. It's a really good console. This comes off of the Bajoran Interceptor right here, which I have to use the Phoenix token every single time I create a character or whatever, because that's the only way for me to get it is through Phoenix. Next console is the Eye of Grethor, which comes off of the last winter ship, which is the Fakiri Vaktar Temporal Science Vessel. Vaktar. Sorry about that. This was the most recent event ship that you could acquire, excluding the new one that's currently being done right now. It's a really great console for people who are science and also doing the Universal Console spam, because it's passively increases your cooldown reduction on universal consoles by 10%. And it also just looks really cool. Next console for the science consoles is the Inhibiting Phaser Lance. This comes off of the Deimos Escort, which is unfortunately a lockbox ship. Let me find it. Probably gonna misspell it hard. Yep, there it is. Yeah, I misspelled it hard. It's this one. You know, this was, I think, season 1 of Picard, and you only saw it for like 2 seconds. You actually never saw it in combat. But it comes off of this ship. It's a really good ship, and I think it looks good. So, you know, there's that. Next console is Fleet Power Network. This console comes off of a Zen ship, which is probably one of the most recommended ships that I recommend people get when it comes to Zen ships, the Owani, and it has nothing to do with Type 7s. I could care less about the Type 7s. It's the fact that it comes with the trait Flagship Staffing, which is an amazing trait, and Fleet Power Network. A lot of people think that this console is just good for pets. No. It's good for you, the teammates around you, and pets. It just so happens that, you know, it comes off carrier. I use this practical on everything. The only thing that would make this console useless is if they were to rework it to where it only works on pets. Then this console would be completely useless. But, except for carrier builds, of course. I'm working on a carrier build. Stay tuned for that as well. But this can be used on everything, so definitely, you know, if you don't have this carrier already, get it. Excuse me, get it, because Flagship Staffing is an amazing trait, and so is Fleet Power Network, which I'm currently not using Flagship Staffing right now. But if I were, you'd want to run like an engineering team, or a command ability, or even a shield healing ability to proc this, and all the healing ones have like really low cooldown. So engineering team, science team, like those are like perfect for it. Next console is the Experimental Power Redirection. What this console does passively increases your energy weapon damage and improves critical hit severity with weapons, which is awesome. But it's clicky, is why I like this console so much. It's one of my favorites. This is the best console for beam fire oil builds. So when am I using it? On a cannon build. Well, I do have a beam, but it also shoots out random phaser overloads at targets around you. So 60% energy weapon damage scales with engine, shield, and aux power. Well, fun fact, when you're running a certain trait like particle fluctuation analysis, which comes off of the legendary Nebula, these are the levels are constantly skyrocketing. It's great. So this clicky is fantastic. I run it on any energy weapon build, period, because it's so good. Next console I'm running is the Voth Power Subcore. You can get this from the Phoenix box. I'm pretty sure you can buy it off the Mud Market as well. This was an event item from way back when. I didn't do it at the time because I was going through a weird phase, hence why I'm missing a lot of stuff. This console, I'm only running it just because I find it fun. It just spawns a... Basically, if you run that TFO where you're attacking that massive Voth ship, it's that crystal that you have to kill at the end that's just shooting lightning everywhere. It's basically a miniature version of that. And that's all it does. Flying around, shooting lightning at things, and it's super fun. Another reason why I'm running this console as well is because it increases shield resistance along with shield hit points, which coincides with the shield absorptive frequency generator, which is totally awesome. So these two work in tandem with one another for shields, which is one of the reasons why I run it. But also, I really like the fact that the crystal's just flying around shooting lightning at random targets. It's so funny. I love it. Like, it's not actually helping my build in reality in terms of increasing my overall damage per second, but like, I don't care. It's fun. And then the last console I am running is the Antimatter Interweave. That comes off of the Obina. That is the other Excelsior. That is a lockbox ship, which I did do a video about the Excelsior trio. I literally just said its name and I forgot what its name was. All right, Yobina, this thing. I don't know why it has to verify that I'm not a bot. It's the ship. It's a Sovereign style Excelsior that's a lockbox ship. It can be kit bashed with Excelsior too. So basically, both lockbox Excelsior ship consoles I am running. The reason why I like running this ship, one, increases your damage resistance rating, which scales up with hull that you have lost. So the more hull that you lose, the more physically stronger you become. But its clicky is super fun because it does like this AoE explosion. If you're flying a ship like this and you're just zooming around like crazy, this thing can go off a lot and doing a lot of damage. Believe it or not, like this thing does a lot of DPS, which is surprising, especially if you're being targeted and it's going off all the time. Whenever I redo my tank, I'm throwing this on there specifically because of that AoE explosion, and specifically because of the fact that it, passively makes me stronger. It's honestly, in my opinion, this is probably one of, if not the best tanking console in the game because of its passive ability and because of the fact that it does that AoE explosion, which will A, help with your DPS as a tank to keep aggro going, and two, because of its passive, thing. It's just a really good call. It also gives you like speed and turn rate a buff for like 10 seconds, which is really good. All stacks reset when antimatter pulse is activated, which is standard for anything that has stacks. Or not everything that has stacks, but once certain conditions have been met, then the stacks will of course fade. As for what my build can do for the legendary Burrell, well, it dies a lot, for sure. I can confirm that. It's like I said, this ship is extremely maneuverable. Its survivability rate is low, even with the setup that I currently have. When I have, two consoles that are working in tandem for my shields, and one console, increasing my damage resistance rating, and then of course my other console that is just healing me. This thing, if you love the Burrell, you will love this ship. It looks absolutely amazing. The rework that they did on the Burrell years ago just looks fantastic. And if you're a huge fan of, the bird of prey like I am, then you will absolutely love this ship. This is by far the best bird of prey that I currently own. No other bird of prey comes close. Do I think this is the best bird of prey in the game? I have no idea. There's only one bird of prey that I'm currently missing to really test that theory. But in terms of right now, with all the birds of prey that I own, this one is by far the best. Maneuverable, it's fast. It does a lot of DPS, and I'm still trying to figure out how I get it to do as much DPS as it does, but it does. But in terms of like how the ship operates and how it handles extremely well. Its biggest weakness is just its survivability. So if you're going to run this, make sure you're running with someone who can tank for you, or if you're just going to run solo like I do all the time, just be in the mindset of I am going to die a lot, so I'm going to have fun while I'm doing it. Which this ship, you can definitely have a lot of fun doing it like that. So out of a scale of 1 to 10, where do I rate the Burrell? I rate it, I honestly rate this ship like a solid 9. Even with its weaknesses. I rate this ship a solid 9. It looks great, it flies extremely well, it hits extremely hard. I did a video, I think sometime last year, where I was talking about how I did 1,000,000 DPS. I wasn't recording at the time because my parse wasn't working, but I was running with a buddy of mine who was running a parse. He's like, yo, you just hit 1,000,000 DPS. I'm like, are you serious? He's like, yeah. We did it again and again and again, and I kept doing it. So I will attempt to do a separate video with the Burrell where I'm trying to hit 1,000,000 DPS again, and if I can do it, fantastic. For those that don't know what DPSing is or how it really works, for those that know what DPSing is basically damage per second. What that means is how much damage you are doing per second during the TFO that you are doing. Now, some TFOs that you run are good when it comes to knowing where your DPS is at. Others not so much. However, you can still do really high DPSs even in TFOs such as Battle of Corfez. I finished TFOs in around the 7, 6, 800k, 5, 6, 7k, 100k, sorry, range. That's extremely high for those that don't know. The average like DPS in this game is actually not that high. There's still a lot of players that are still in like the 10k range. But I do remember back in the day, back in the golden age, 10k was good. Like the DPS league back then was 10k, 30k, 50k, then 100k. And 100k was like you are like amongst the elites of DPSing. You are one of the best players. Nowadays, it's a mill. Mill is basically where 100k is now. Of course, 500k is where 500k is, and so on. Or 50k was, sorry. So yeah, basically you just added like a couple zeros at the end of the original DPSs, and that's basically what I would say the league would be now. But the league is nothing like it used to be. I don't even participate in DPS channels or anything DPS related anymore. I just throw stuff together, run my parse, and see how it works. If you want to know where your DPS is at, you can easily find one of, I think there's like 3 parses that people use now. The old one that I use, which is still obtainable, doesn't upload anymore. And I don't think it gets any more support. So you can run that one if you want to. It's 100% up to you. I'm sure y'all have seen it in my past videos. I'm watching it now for you to see. It looks like this. It has a real-time parser. It breaks down, depending on who you want to see. Like, I'll just click on me, and then you can see every single thing that I was using. It shows the chart of the whole team or whoever you want. The bars for it as well. I don't even know what this was. Oh, Great Way to Gethor. Okay, yeah. No, I literally was AFK. I had to leave because I'd go pick my wife up from work. So this was, yeah. Like I said, some TFOs are good for testing your DPS. Khitomer, I personally think is a good run to test your DPS because there's 2 gateways. So you can really see like where you're at and where other people are at, and it's more extreme. Hive is one of the best, and so is Infected Conduit. But yeah, this is the Legendary Burrell. I give this all 9 out of 10. The ship is amazing. It's fantastic. I have tons of fun with it, even though its survivability is low. And it having 4 bridge officer seatings actually doesn't hurt it because they're all universal. You can literally do whatever you want with it. You want to go pure science in this thing? Have fun. But yeah, I love this ship. It's one of the best ships in the game, and I'm always running, in my personal opinion, it's one of the best ships in the game. It's super iconic, and I'm always running cannon scatterblade builds on it. But yeah, this is Legendary Burrell. I hope you guys enjoyed. And I'm gonna hop off now. I'm gonna be actually stepping out of the house today, doing some things comes to talked about with Yo person. There's a place I need to go to ask some questions. But yeah, stay tuned for more content, more still content, and future content of other varieties. And God bless, and I will see you all next time.